point I'm making is that as we progress, recently we, in the hiring of chiefs and assistant chiefs in Kotulo sub-county, one of them was a lady, and I was very happy to, when we were releasing their names, to see that there is a lady from the frontier counties who was qualified and willing to serve as a chief, and I think these things will change over time. The other reason why we should not, we came up with Ngapu, the national government administration unit of the police, to help the administrative units, is specifically for that reason, to help chiefs, regardless of their gender, especially enable them to do enforcement. You know that chiefs in Western recently and other parts of the country, including in Mombasa, their houses have been burned while they were pursuing criminals or trying to enforce the law on drugs and abuse of alcohol and so forth. So with this support of Ngapu, it will be easy for the chiefs to be able to do their job. We have also said that because the chiefs undergo paramilitary training, those chiefs that feel their lives are in danger can be licensed to carry firearm based on their request. And if that request is done, as you know, civilians make requests even at the moment and they get the license to carry firearm. So there is no reason why they should not be supported. On the issue of, yes, in terms of where, if the assistant chief is acting and is from this clan and, you know, maybe they have no faith, what I would say is that, yes, it is true that we should be able to expedite the process, but it's also true that once you are a chief or an assistant chief, you should be impartial in your service. The fact that you will do it for your clan or the other is a problem. We keep receiving intelligence reports of some chiefs who are involved in clan fights or intercommunal fights, supporting their clan against the other one. That should not be the case, and that even attracts disciplinary process if such a chief was to be found. So chiefs also, beside coming from certain area with certain clans and certain tribes, especially in border counties where we know that communities are living across each other's border, chiefs must be very sensitive to ensure that they understand that they are serving Kenya. They are not serving their clan or their community. So notwithstanding your concerns, it's very important for the chiefs, as we continue training them, to appreciate that they are serving Kenyans, regardless of their community or their tribe. Yes, I agree with the Vice Chair of the committee that we need to have a determined time period, and I take it as part of the reforms to make sure that we go and agree on, even if the process takes long, but not later than a certain period of time. If we say 6 months or 3 months or 6 months, it should reach a particular period of time that a vacancy should not be, unless really a court order or some other issues. But the normal filling process must have capped timeline, and I take it positively that it will be part of our engagement with Public Service Commission. And then what was the other? Affirmative action. Yeah, I agree. We have already agreed on affirmative. Just on a light note, that Honorable Rosa, she can also leave her husband in bed, or they can go together with the husband. In any case, they signed that for good or for worse, the husband can escort her. She goes and does, and there is no problem. And then I think I have captured generally all the issues that were being raised, except, yes, I think all those issues. Thank you very much. Actually, these processes, even though I am defending here from the ministry, largely the process is introduced from the Public Service Commission. So even as I commit, it's an engagement between the ministry and Public Service Commission to make sure that we streamline the processes to be be responsive.
So thank you so much, CS. I think
if with your permission, Mr. Chair,
yes,
I know you had given a particular order of responding to these questions, but there is this very related question of, if I could just summarize it from Kuresoi, which is also on the administrative units. unless a question where the member is not around cannot be responded to because I don't see the member. But it goes together, the answer, it follows. If I can do it for the record.
Do for record,
Yeah.
Definitely this is a
So that we
document
don't
of the
need to
House.
quote. Yeah.
But at least we keep members who probably have got other engagement and their question has been addressed, like Honorable Manduku. He had already expressed that he may want to step out.
Since
It's
it's
allowed.
related, it's
Yeah,
just 2
you
minutes.
can. But now maybe there is a Sigei had asked a question, and I'm sure he had asked on behalf of many Kenyans. That at times we can have some chiefs who are probably interdicted based on maybe allegation of some fake certificates. Later, maybe the court establish the opposite. And it takes a lot of time or forever to have them reinstated. In fact, to give an example, CS, in my own county of Narok, and I'm sure even Beverly knows, there's one chief who unfortunately died on Friday. He just collapsed, heart attack, died. I wanted to, that chief, and Beverly know, somebody, Grandpa or somebody, he has been actually, I think, coming to the office. This chief was interdicted on allegation of fake certificates. Of course, even another chief was put in his place. They went to court, verification of papers were done, and the opposite was confirmed. I think out of those frustration or something and all that related, on Friday, when actually he was attending the wedding of his daughter, I think he got some heart complication, pressure went up, and he died. We are going to bury him on Friday. We cannot able to say maybe that was the cause, but you never rule out. So Sigei is talking on behalf of many, many, many Kenyans who could be undergoing the same. Actually, Kramba, Beverly, you remember, Beverly, no, Kramba, he died. Yeah.
So, Chair, I think the case of Ambassador Sigei is Mr. Kitu, right? Yes, and I'm told that his case is still ongoing in the Public Service Commission as a disciplinary issue. Mr. Chair, sometimes, let me be very honest, sometimes we all know that this chief is indisciplined or some way has committed certain, let me use sins so that I don't use legal, some sins in the village. But to provide the evidence in court may be very difficult. And even there may be no witnesses who go to court. But you can tell as a public officer that if this chief continues to be in office, either sexual offenses are not being dealt with in that area, or he is also being suspected of a similar offense, or is a drunkard, but by virtue of court processes, he remains around, and illicit brews and all that are all going in a particular place. So the challenge is that, yes, you can have a court order saying this person is not, is okay, is not guilty, and so forth. Sometimes we may have to think of maybe giving them even some different clerical work elsewhere to just meet the same concerns you raised earlier, that person must meet certain threshold of integrity when serving in a particular locality. So there has to be a room of some level of discretion without so much vindictiveness on how to deploy such people after they succeed even with a court process to shield the community. Because if that person already had a case and some people are witnesses in the community and so forth, you can see that even his performance is going to be hampered. So maybe we need to have that kind of discretion, maybe even monetary compensation or something for the period of their contract so that you free and get a chief. As I said earlier, in some areas, it might have been nice in some areas to basically, if it was possible, if our election process was fair and influenced with by money and so forth, it would have been even the best for communities to vote for a chief. I'm telling you the truth, because that is a person that must garner the support, the highest number of the people in the location or sub-location.
Exhaust the follow-up question, the related. So that we dispense this question and you go to the next.
Yeah, the one for Kureso is just straightforward. I'll read it. I don't see Honorable Tonu here, but and I think I also responded to this question on the floor. Somebody did a follow-up. So just no wonder the MP is not here because I already answered him on the floor. But for the record, the currently, wait a minute, this is for number 5, so I meant number 4. Number 4. On number 4, Mr. Chair, so yes, thank you. Mr. Chair, person to powers conferred under Section 14 of National Government of National Act. I think I answered this question, Chair, on the floor. So let me not reread
That's
it.
what I